My shirt's falling down.
Hey guys, it's Mandy and I'm here with Jessii Vee.
Hi.
I love when I get to record with her because then I get like this lighting in this background.
Isn't it nice?
And it's nice. It's a good refresher from what you guys are used to. So this is part 2 of the collab I'm doing with Jess on paranormal updates, because there's a lot of them. Kind of going off of what has been going on lately in this house, and there has been a lot. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you will see that I am always posting stuff as it's happening. Early in the morning, 3 a.m., 5 a.m., like I'm on that
All
thing.
times.
I'm literally like on it saying something just happened. So like all of you guys that have been wondering for like a week now what's been going on, I'm about to tell you. What happened the night that I was like really freaked out was, so I have a lamp beside my bed and I was like sleeping and Luke and I were both sleeping and literally like I woke up to my lamp being on and it like lights up the whole room, right? So like it's easy to kind of like wake up of like kind of annoyance because it's bright in the room. So like I was half asleep but I acknowledged that like, okay, the lamp was on and that was weird. So I turned it off and I went back to sleep. And then I woke up again, the light's on, I turned it off, went back to sleep. It happened 3 times before finally I was like more awake to be like, okay, now this is getting weird. Like now it was already weird, but now it's getting like actually creepy. So I reached over the 4th time it was on. I reached over to turn it off and Luca beside me was awake, like he woke up with me and he was like, why does that light keep turning on? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know. And he's like, but like, why does it keep turning on? And I'm like, Luca, I don't know. I am not turning it on. And he's like, well, what are you implying? And I'm like, I'm not implying anything. I'm just saying that I'm not the one turning it on. And he was like so upset, like so like, don't imply that, like whatever. Like he was scared. And like I started to get scared because now I'm like fully awake. After Luke is talking to me now, so now I'm more like coherent and like now I'm just completely uncomfortable. So when I turned off the light for the 4th time, I'm lying in bed wide awake and now I'm like waiting for whatever is in my room turning my light on to actually come over and turn on my light. So like I hated that feeling, like being awake and waiting for something to happen.
That's the worst.
After it's already happened 4 times throughout the night. It's like 4 in the morning at this point, and Luke and I were sitting there waiting for like 10 minutes, and then finally I was like, Luca, like I'm just gonna turn it on. Like I'm just gonna keep the light on and like I think we should like watch a movie or something. Like let's just stay up. And he was like so on board. He was like yeah, okay, like let's watch a movie, like let's be up. And we stayed up for hours, like until the sun came up, because we were both so uncomfortable. We were so freaked out. Yeah, so why don't you say something and then I'll say something else because there's a lot.
So this happened back in the fall, like one time, and it hasn't happened until recently again, but back in the fall, our, what's it called, kettle where you boil water, I was like cooking and the kettle's like across the room and Ty was like working in a different place at this time and the kettle, the little thing just went like and like went down and the water started boiling and I'm like, that's so weird. So I just went and like turned it off. That hasn't happened again until about a week ago and it's been happening almost every day since then. Don't know why. Ty and I will be in the kitchen either eating like at the table and we'll just hear the little like, and then the water starts like and like boiling like to make tea. It's so weird. And then not even just that, our toaster will like pop randomly too. How are those coincidences? And it'll scare Ty and Ty's always like, well, I mean, it's just a thing, like it's just a glitch. I'm like, no. Both the toaster and the thermos, what's it called? I just said it.
Kettle.
Yeah, thermos.
Thermostat.
The toaster and the kettle both have notches that you have to pull down.
Yeah.
Like full force and then it clicks.
Full force.
So it scares me because I'll just be sitting or I'll be upstairs editing and you'll hear the water boiling. And I'll be like, Ty, you making tea? And he'll be like, no. I'll be like, So it's just creepy. Like the ghost is obviously really hungry or thirsty. I don't know. But it's messing with our kitchen appliances, which is great.
That reminds me of like Paranormal Activity stuff, like the movie.
Well, it doesn't like open our cupboards. That's like the next step.
Imagine. So, okay, the creepiest thing. I literally like can't get over it to this day. So like Jess and Ty were out and Luke and I were home alone.
Is that when I was in the hospital?
Yes. Yes. Because you had been gone for a few hours and it was still daytime, like it was still light out, and Luke and I were sitting on the couch together and we heard like a heavy weighted door open and close, like the front door or the garage door, like heavy weighted, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you hear it open and close, and you also hear like the alarm kind of beep when a door opens or whatever. We both heard it and we didn't think anything of it. We thought you were home.
Yeah.
So like we heard the door open and close, and then we heard like kind of walking, like when you guys come in.
Yeah.
But like I had a really bad feeling. I don't know why. I was waiting to hear Ty's voice because I always hear Ty's voice when you guys walk in. I always
He's loud.
He's a loud guy. I literally hear his voice every single time, so I'm not hearing. And I'm literally like sitting there waiting, and I felt so sick, like something was wrong. And right, like maybe like a minute after we heard the door open and close and then walking. Oh my gosh. Hello? Yes, speaking. Oh, perfect. Hi. I'm planning Mother's Day for all the moms.
Does she know?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing high tea and Aaron.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Maybe like a minute after like we heard the walking and the door opening or whatever, Winnie is going crazy, screaming, barking, and I'm like, Winnie does not bark when you guys get home. Like,
Yeah.
Winnie only barks when somebody new is coming through the front door.
Ugh.
So Winnie's barking and screaming, and I'm waiting to hear like, you know, maybe Ty or you guys' voice, but I'm not hearing it, and I just hear Winnie going crazy. And like, she doesn't just do that. Like,
Yeah.
and we heard the door, both of us. We heard the door and we heard walking. So I go to Luca, I'm like, we need to check. Like, if somebody's in the house right now, like, we need to check. I didn't even think of ghosts. I thought somebody broke into the house and Winnie's freaking out and like there's no calming her right now. Like, if they were home, Winnie would have stopped, you know?
Yeah.
So like Luca literally heard it too, and he's like, they're probably just home, like there's no reason. I'm like, no. Get a knife, get a bat, and we're going upstairs to check. So we open the door, we hear like the walking stop, and we like open the door and we're like, Jess, Ty, nothing. Jess, Ty, nothing. And Winnie's just going crazy. So like Luca goes up the stairs first and he's looking around the kitchen or whatever and he sees nothing. I'm like, check if all the doors are locked or if they're not, whatever. So then I go up and I'm with Winnie, I'm like calming her down. She's like stressed, like anxious, and I'm like calming her down and with her, and I'm like, you have to like check the whole house. Like I told Luca, you gotta check the whole house. Like I don't even care, like go upstairs and make sure nobody's there. So like he went into like all the rooms, checked everything, checked all the locks. I'm like, open the closet, like I don't care, like look, if somebody's hiding, like I need to know. And I'm like yelling around the house, like if somebody's here, like we're gonna find you. Like I was literally so like convinced somebody was there. Checked the back door, it was locked. Checked the front door, it was locked. The garage door wasn't locked. So I was like, I don't know. So then I checked the alarm system because we have apps where we can see exactly like what doors, what windows could have been open or closed and what time. Nothing opened. Like nothing opened in the past, nothing was open and closed. So it was like phantom noises, but Winnie heard it.
Ew.
And Winnie was going crazy, and like I haven't gotten over it, and like I think about it a lot because it was just like a sick, like mean, cruel joke, because like I was literally scared and I was convinced that like somebody had broken into the house, and it scared Winnie and it freaked both Luca and I out. So that was really upsetting.
Yeah.
Do you have any other stories?
No, that's it.
So like the last one that I wanted to say, like to update you guys on, was 2 nights ago. Anytime that I am able to fall asleep, I have serious nightmares, like really bad nightmares that I will wake up in and like be in my room like in the middle of the night scared. Like terrible nightmares.
I have those too.
And they say that like if you're having bad nightmares and stuff, like that's a sign of like negative energy, like negative spirits.
Right.
Because they like will go in your dreams and like make them uncomfortable for
I've
you.
heard of that.
And like I was like in bed, I was kind of awake, I was really like freaked out, but I was like wide awake and I didn't want to go back to sleep because if you go back to sleep, like your dream could continue or whatever. So I was just awake and I hear like straight up like moaning, like a woman moaning coming from like kind of like the mid-floor, like where Winnie is. So I'm hearing moaning and I'm literally like wide awake listening to the moaning and like freaked the hell out. And then all of a sudden I hear this like huge bang, like this crashing noise, like something big had fallen over. And I smacked Luca. I like smacked him. I'm like, Luca, like, and I'm checking. Meanwhile, I'm going on the alarm system, checking the doors and everything. And I'm like, Luca, like, I just heard something fall, like something big crash. And he's like half asleep. And I'm like, go look, go check. And
poor guy.
He got up and he like looked in all of the rooms, came back and he's like, there's nothing, like nothing happened, like. And then for the rest, I watched a movie and stayed up for the rest of the night because I know what I heard, I know what I saw. Tell me how like I wake up the next morning and like Luca's already gone to work or whatever, and like all of my plants, like my like beautiful like plants that I like have been like working on to like keep healthy and alive or whatever. Luca just got me this beautiful like batch of daffodils, which are my favorite flowers.
Are they dead?
They had been like thrown over at the side of like the corner of the room and like all of the dirt and everything is everywhere and like they're dead. And I'm like, that's obviously like what I heard, probably.
Yeah.
And it was really upsetting to me because he had got me those as like it was like in a like an intimate moment in our relationship that was like him doing something really nice for me, and like those are my favorite flowers and I have been like nurturing them and watering them and like doing stuff, and they were like thrown like into the corner and there was dirt everywhere and like they were dead and I had to throw them out. And I'm like,
well, you know I can't keep plants and I watered them every day and they all died.
You're not supposed to water them every day.
Okay, not every day, twice a week.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like I kept them healthy, but they all died.
And you know what that's a sign of?
I don't want to think about it.
Like plants that can't survive.
I have fake plants now because they don't live.
Dead plants and flies are not a good sign in a household.
Well, remember when I first moved into the house, the very first, I think, winter, all those flies were on the window. I have a picture on my Snapchat of like 50 flies in this circle on my window in the house, like in the house. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
It was creepy. And then we got rid of all of them the next day, more. So we just gave up after a while. And we just like closed because they were in the laundry room. They closed the door.
Anyways, there's just a lot of anxiety and a lot of negativity, and like I just think that we need to like work on keeping like the house clean and organized, and I think I'm gonna have to sage again.
Yeah.
I really definitely like sage again for sure. Yeah, so that's the update. Like I said, part 1 is on her channel, so go check it out. The link will be in the description, and yeah, if you guys think of anything or like know what the problem is or any advice or anything, or if you guys are going through the same thing with your houses, or tell us your creepy paranormal stories in your house so that we can feel better about ourselves. Do it in the comment section below. I will read all of them, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and click the notification bell because I do make videos every single week. I love you guys. See you next time.
Bye.